Dear students, in this video we are going to show how to solve examples for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in decimals. Okay, let's get started. And here is our first example. Okay, we have subtraction and addition in our example. And firstly, I will start from subtraction. And to do this subtraction, I'm going to write this decimals vertically. Okay, like this. And important thing that you need to line up your decimal points. And here we have, here we have empty spaces. If you see here, and instead of empty spaces, I can write zeros. Okay, and okay, let's solve. We will do subtraction here. Okay, when you subtract, you will start from the end, from here. And 0 minus 5, you can do it, yes. That is why you will borrow from 0, but here also you can't. And I'm going to borrow from 3, and this 3 becomes 2. Here you have now 10. Again, I borrow, and you have 9 now. Here you have 10. Okay, 10 minus 5 is going to be 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. And 2 minus 9. Again, you can't subtract it. That is why I will borrow from 2. And here you have 1. Now here you have 12. 12 minus 9, which is 3. And your decimal point stay in line with others. And 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 minus 1 will be 0. Okay, and your answer is 1.375. Next thing that you are going to do is add to 1.375 0.25. Okay, here I will do, again, you will write vertically, and you will do column addition, and be sure that here your decimal points are lined up, and here in empty space I can add zeros. Here I have addition. Okay, and when you add 5 to 0, you are going to have 5. 7 plus 5, it's 12, and I will write 2, and I'm carrying 1 to here, and 3 plus 2 is 5, with 1 it will be 6, and your decimal point stays in line with others. 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, it means your answer should be 1.625. Now let's do next example. And in our next example, if you see, we have here fractions and decimals. You have 7 over 10, which is fraction, and in the middle you have decimal 0.03, and in the end 1 over 5 is minus. Okay, here in this example, firstly, I'm going to convert all fractions into decimals. Firstly, I will start from 7 over 10. Okay, and you know that 7 over 10, you can easily convert into decimal, and your decimal is going to be 0.7. Okay, and 1 over 5, how to convert it into decimal? I'm going to enlarge this fraction by 2. It means I'm going to multiply both numerator and denominator by 2, and you are going to have 2 over 10, and this 2 over 10 will be in decimal form to 0.2. Okay, and here I'm going to write 0.7 plus 0.03 minus 0.2. Here you have only decimals. Now I will start here from addition, and I'm going to write this two decimals in decimals vertically. Okay, like this, and I'm going to add this to decimals. When you add, I'm going to put here 1 0 instead of empty space, and when I add, I'm going to have 3. 7 plus 0 is 7, and your decimal point stays in line with others. 0 plus 0 is 0. And here from addition, you are going to have 0.73. After, from this 0.73, I'm going to subtract 0.2. Okay, here instead of empty space, I'm going to put 0, and here I have subtraction. Now let's subtract, and let's start from the end. 3 minus 0 is 3, 7 minus 2 is 5, and your decimal point stays in line. 0 minus 0 is 0. It means your answer is gonna be 0.53. Now, in this example, I'm going to firstly multiply numerator, what I have in numerator, and separately I will do multiplication in denominator. Okay, let's start from numerator. In numerator, I have 12.5 and 40, product of these two numbers. And when I multiply decimals, I can ignore decimal points, and I will do regular multiplication. And what you are going to have, okay, you are going to have multiplication of these two numbers, and let's multiply firstly 125 by 0, which will be 0, 0, 0, and 4 times 5 is 20. I will write second digit, and here I will write 0, and 4 times 2 is 8. With 2 it's going to be 10, and here now I have 1. 4 times 1 is 4. With 1 it's going to be 5. Okay, now you have to add these two lines, and you are going to have 0, 0, 0, and 5. Next thing that you should do is putting decimal point. To put decimal point, you will look at decimals. Firstly, let's look at 12.5. After the decimal point, in this decimal, I have one number only. Okay, in 40, after decimal point, I don't have any number. It means in this one, you are going to start from the right and shift to left one space. And your decimal point is going to be here. And your answer from this product, you are going to have 500. Okay, now let's go to denominator, and in denominator, I have 1 over 0.1. Okay, to do this, firstly, I want to multiply both top and bottom numbers by 10, because in denominator you have 0.1, and to shift decimal point to the right one space, I need to multiply by 10. Okay, and when you do this, you're going to have 10 over 1, and which will be 10. Okay, now let's do same thing with this fraction. Here also again, I'm going to multiply numerator and denominator by 10. Okay, to shift in denominator decimal point to the right one space, and you are going to have 30 over 6. And from this division, you got 5. Okay, now let's go back to the start, and in numerator you are going to have 500. In denominator you will have product of 10 and 5, and you are going to have 500 over 50, which gives us 10, and your answer will be 10. Finally, our last example. In this example, we have fractions. You can say that we have divisions, and between these fractions, you have additions. To solve this example, firstly, I will start from the from fraction 2 over 0.2. And here, I'm going to multiply this top and bottom numbers by 10, because in denominator I have decimal point, and to shift this decimal point to the right one space, I need to multiply by 10. And you are going to have 20 over 2, which will be, which will be 10 when you divide 20 by 2. After, I'm going to 3 over to the fraction 3 over 0.05. And if you look at denominator, in denominator, after decimal point, you have two numbers, which means I need to multiply by 100, this top and bottom numbers. And after multiplying, you are going to have 300 in numerator and 5 in denominator. And when you divide these two numbers, you are going to have 60. Okay, now our last fraction is 2.4 over 0.06. Here, I will again multiply this top and bottom numbers by 100, because in denominator, in decimal, I have after decimal point two number, and to shift to the right two spaces, I need to multiply by 100. And when you multiply by 100, in denominator, you are going to have 6. But in numerator, you will have 240, because you will shift decimal point to the right one space, and you have here extra 10, and you will write it here. And you are going to have 240 over 6. And from this division, you are going to have 40. After, okay, let's do addition. From first fraction, okay, from first fraction, I have 10. And I will add this 10 to 60. Okay, I will add here. I will do addition. After, I will add to this sum, yes, to this addition 40. And I'm going to have in answer 110. And this 110 is our result for this problem.